Sheriff, I did not say that. I denied saying it. Yes. But I thought the deputy mattered.
Well, let's do this. Let's throw out your statement and your statement on that piece of paper, Jim. What else is false on there?
All right, the other thing was an absolute lie. It said, I don't care what the people want, I'm not running again, and it's time to get even. I've never said anything like that.
No, we're throwing that out. We're throwing your statement and your statement out.
All right.
What else is false on that paper?
It also says that, however, I do not favor leaving the issues to the voters, and that was in reference to the referendum to wait for 2 more years to do this, because we think that we need to take control of this budget.
That's false. That's false. You're saying that's false? You didn't say that to the paper?
Well, it sounds like I'm saying that.
I took it right out of the paper.
The voters.
Took it right out of the paper.
Yeah, but I was referring to the referendum.
Okay.
The referendum.
How about on the right side? Is there lies on the right side?
We've already covered those.
I didn't know what you said.
We've already covered those to this meeting.
And your comment was?
The comment was, we said that last year we did not have the intent to take over the patrol of your office, and that was true. We did not have.
Well, let me ask you another question while we're here. The question is this: if the deputies decided to stay with me and not go to county policing, let's say they did that, because you've already said here they could stay with me, and you've already made comments in the papers. Mr. Everly made comments in the paper. They would still have their salary. Till when? They would have that salary till when? How long would they be paid? If they stay with me and you're putting this Bureau of Police together, how long would the gentlemen, if all of them stay with me, all 20, how long would they have their salary?
Well, the 14 come over to us.
No.
They're going to get their salary.
If 20 deputies stayed in my office and said to you, we don't want to come to the Bureau of Police because they really didn't have a choice, but if 20 of them stayed with me, who would you put in the Bureau of Police? Who would be working there?
Well, it's a hypothetical situation. We've already put 14 in there.
Now, you have said in this meeting today that if the people stayed at the sheriff's office, they would be paid. That's what you've said. You said that here today. You said it in the newspaper. They would still have their salaries. So if you still are creating the Bureau of Police, how would you be funding that? If my deputies stayed with me, okay, how long would they be funded until such time as that would be cut off? When would that be? Because you can't, I don't know where you're getting the money to fund the Bureau of Police with officers and the deputies at my office who stayed there. How do you do both?
We're taking the money from you to pay for the deputies going to the Bureau of Police. We made a hard decision.
Mr. Stakem, again, this is a very simple question. As you mentioned today, the deputies could stay in my office and their salaries would be paid. They didn't have to go to the Bureau of Police. That's what you said. No one forced them. Okay? That's what you said. So if all the deputies stayed in my office, when would they be finally stopped being paid? Because you've now created this Bureau of Police, and where are you getting the money to fund these extra people aside the 20 if they would have stayed? Well, where are you getting that?
Let me answer that.
Absolutely.
It's my understanding that if everybody stayed with you, there would have been no Bureau of Police.
That's amazing, Dale.
That's amazing. There'd have been nobody there.
Wait a minute. Let him speak.
It was their decision to come over. I did not ask any of them to come over.
It was not their
You
decision.
did not ask them to go over.
It was not their decision. They were told if they didn't go over there and report Monday morning, and I might add, with all their equipment, guns, and everything, they were told that.
Well, who
Because
told
I
them?
told them that they reported there with their guns, equipment, and everything, that they would be charged criminally for felony theft.
But who told them that they had to be there?
Well, that's a good question. That's one we're trying to get answered all day long.
Ask those 14 deputies.
Well, they're not here, so I can't answer.
They're friends of yours.
But that's not my question. My question is this, whether they're friends of mine or not. If my deputies all stayed there, you're now telling me if my deputies didn't move and stayed with me, they would not be a Bureau of Police. That's what you're telling me right there today.
All I'm saying is, and the commissioners then would have had to make a decision.
And what would that decision have been?
I don't know.
Wait a minute, you did this in 2 days.
We don't know. We don't know. We're all dealing in hypotheticals right now. You know, okay?
Commissioner, you are dealing in reality. You have 14 men in Mexico Farms. 14 men sitting there in limbo,
Did I, as a commissioner, ask them to go over there?
being paid.
Did I, as a commissioner, ask
I
them to
don't
go over
know.
there?
Did you? Did you? Did you?
Then get them back.
Okay, then why can't they come back? Let's have them come back, and then my question is, once they come back, say tomorrow, how long are they going to pay them? And then how many people you're going to put in the Bureau of Police, and how much money you're going to pay there?
I'm not sure they want to come
I'm
back.
sorry I'm tightening up here, but I'd really like to know the answer to this
Well,
question.
please wrap up, Sheriff. It's going a long time, Ben.
Get them back. Tell them to come back.
Did you have any other
The
questions?
community will support them. The community will
Why would
support
I have any
them.
questions and you're cutting me off?
I'm just saying, please wrap up. I didn't say stop. I'm asking you.
I'm not even getting answers to my questions, nor is these people getting answers to their questions. You have no answers. You're not giving us answers. I asked you how much salaries are. We're not getting that answer. We asked you
You already know what the
what
salaries are.
What?
You've already been told. I believe you already said what they were.
No. That's hypothetical. We've never been told. Mr. France, they didn't have that number. The only person
Bobby
that's
Dick
truthful,
told me.
the only person that's truthfully answered the question today is Mr. Dick, Bobby Dick. Truthfully, and along with me, I make $56,000. I know what my salary is. Mr. Moore obviously doesn't know what you're paying. But you haven't answered the questions. And I'm saying to you, if the 20 deputies refuse to go to Mexico Farms and stay with me, how long would they be paid? How long would I be able to keep them? Why don't we tell the public it's June of 2009? Because that's when the contract runs out.
That's right.
Oh, now I have an
Once
answer.
they stay,
Now I have an answer. So what choice do they have? If they're only going to be paid between now and June 2009, what choice do these deputies have that's still working? What choice do they have? They have no choice. They have no choice but to come to Mexico Farms because these people have economic issues. These people have homes they have to pay for, and cars, and families, and put food on the table and clothes on their back. They had to go there. And Mr. Lewis is right. They are friends of mine. And I feel very outward about all of them and very upset over what's going on with them. And what you heard earlier, we did have grown men in my office with guns and badges on with tears running down the front of their face, who are normally very strong, stoic persons. And that's what we have in my office. It's very hard to take and see along with their families crying and carrying on behind them. You have no idea how much you have wrecked 20 families. You have no idea. No idea. And I'm telling you now, if you want... And I'm telling you now, I think you can rectify it. Because you can send these officers back to my office, and they can be patrolling at 4 o'clock or probably 6 o'clock today. Y'all have any questions of me? And trust me, I'm not laughing. I am not laughing. And I've watched a couple of you laugh today in the comments.
The only thing I have to say to Jerry France, the $1 million from the million dollars.
125 a year, Commissioner. 125,000 a year.
Jerry, how much has the sheriff been over his budget in the last 8 years? What's the total?
Approximately $1 million.
Approximately $1 million.
Mr. France, you divide that by 8, how much is that?
It's going to be the
125,000 a year. A year. If you'd given me the deputies, I wouldn't be over the budget. You can ask that every year. Every year.
Well, the problem is, Sheriff, the problem is we
You want to control me, that's the
The problem
problem.
is the problem is, Sheriff, 3 of us here could feel that we could probably give you 20 deputies, you still go over your overtime. That's
I
how
don't
I
think
feel.
so, Commissioner. I don't think so. I don't think so.
Okay. Wrap her up there, Mr. Sheriff. I got a couple more people I speak.
What am I wrapping up, Commissioner? I'm not even getting answers.
Well, we gave the answers we were going to give you, so this is not your show, I'm sorry.
I didn't say it was my show. I'm not trying to be here to be a showboat.
Some